Cafe Chats number 2.
We could do
Welcome
our
to
bar chats,
this week's episode of Bar Chats.
and we have a guest. We have a special guest.
Lindsey, my wife, Lindsey Valverde.
Yeah. Lindsey, we wanted to ask you what happened to your hand today? Well, not today.
Before you start, we just want to finish the introduction here. So
Yeah, let's do an introduction. We've never done an introduction.
we never have done an introduction, so we have my wife here who's going to give a female perspective, a female point of view of the conversation. So we have here, aside from my wife Lindsey, we have our usual, we have Cisco Ramos and Ron the Ronald.
Ron the Ronald. My Cisco's my real name anyway, so.
And of course, yours truly,
Jorge.
Jorge the George.
No, you gotta come up with like a fake Spanish name for yourself. Jorge.
Jorge Domingo. That's it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's your middle name? That's your middle name? Domingo?
Domingo.
That was my grandfather's name.
Really?
Yeah.
Sunday.
That was my great grandfather's name.
Really? I don't know. That's my mother's father's name. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not joking. Okay.
Anyway, so what's the first topic?
I want to know exactly how Lindsey cut her hands. Tell us the story. Lindsey, by the way, has 12 stitches on her hands.
Oh, wow.
And is out like a champ, drinking with me, my drinking buddy here. Actually, you guys are drinking now too, right?
Yeah, I'm drinking water.
Well, you'll be drinking very soon. I'm on my third Hurricane. What's the name of this drink? Yeah, it's a Hurricane. Southern Comfort.
I'm on my second twisted lemonade, which was delicious.
Yes, it is some tasty drinkage.
And I just got here, so.
Yes, Ron, running
What did I
out.
order?
You ordered
Dos Equis.
Dos Equis, yeah. Draft.
Dos Equis draft.
So now that Lindsey's actually part of the show, we're gonna have one less listener.
That's a good point.
I also drum up some business for you guys.
So tell us what happened with the hand, Lindsey.
So basically, I'll do the end first, and the lesson is never to have anything placed on top of your fridge.
Okay.
So here I was making a delicious peach upside down cake, which was going to be absolutely delicious.
That
It
sounds
just
good.
got in the oven. It was really yummy. And I went to put something back in the fridge, and I opened the door, and a glass container fell down onto the porcelain bowl I was holding, which then smashed everywhere and went into my hand, unfortunately.
That is like the worst luck. Because everything has to happen just right.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
so-
much.
So what happened afterwards?
So
After you
then-
got cut, what happened?
So after I got a cut, I was like, okay, let me just, try and clean it up real quick or whatever. And then I was like, okay, I'm bleeding profusely. It's not stopping.
Did it hurt?
No, not particularly. And then at the time, Jorge was out for his run. So I called him. I was like, babe, you've got to come home really quick because I can't stop bleeding.
It's
So
terrible.
he was like, okay, I'm on my way. I was like, okay. And then I was also trying to Skype my parents who were back in the UK.
So you had a bloody hand. You were trying to Skype your
Skype my
parents.
parents, making this cake and trying to get George home.
Oh, you were still trying to make the cake.
Oh
my god.
So no, the cake was in the oven to be fair. The cake was in the oven to be fair at this point. So George came home and then he very kindly took me to hospital in all his sweat and glory.
Well, did he look nervous?
Well, I had just come back from a run.
Oh, okay. I thought you were sweating because you were nervous.
Run.
From 8 miles, an 8-mile jog, and
Yeah.
when I came back, I was sweaty, and it was an emergency situation, so I couldn't just go in the shower. I had to, go back, go in the car and drop her off, take her to the hospital, the emergency room.
So what did the doctor say about the hands? Did you cut any nerves, any serious damage?
I think I have torn some ligaments potentially, but I haven't damaged the tendons. And luckily, it was my left hand, and I'm a righty.
That is
all
luck.
good.
That is very lucky.
So
And they didn't look at George suspiciously by any chance?
No, they didn't
No.
actually, surprisingly.
No
Well, they
questions?
actually, I noticed that people were moving away from me because I stunk so bad. Aside from that, there was nothing, suspicious.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird domestic abuse case, like 2 cut fingers, it's usually not that I know or anything, but like a bruised eye or something, I would imagine. Or,
Yeah, it wasn't. I was a very considerate wife, and after a wee while, I said to George, "Okay, I'm probably going to be here for a while, so you can go off and home and have a shower."
And you left your wife at the hospital?
Well, she was actually
I'm just joking.
waiting for her x-rays.
I'm just joking.
She was already attended to. So I went home, I showered, I got the house ready because afterwards we were gonna go to my uncle's house and just go have a barbecue. Enjoy the.
What hospital did you guys go to?
We went to Franklin.
Franklin. That's the closest hospital to you? Franklin?
Probably not, but
Or
it was
Mercy.
really
Mercy's
good.
probably a little.
No. Franklin's close to you guys. Yeah, Franklin Hospital, that's in Valley Stream, Long Island. Yeah.
It was excellent, and I was really fortunate that day because the hand doctor was working on a Sunday afternoon at 12
The hand doctor was working. That is
was
fortunate.
there, so he stitched me up. He did a wonderful job.
And 12 stitches, huh?
Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah, 8 and 4.
What was the most painful part? The anesthesia, right?
The Novocaine.
Yes.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, they like stick the
4
needle
times.
right in the cut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not fun. That happened to when I got 7 stitches on my leg about 10 years ago. I was able to see my Achilles tendon.
Oh.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, this is the gross show. This is gross cavity chest part 2.
I got that when I used to work in a chocolate factory, and I slipped on the floor and hit my head on the corner of a table and needed about 7 stitches on the side of my head. And when they injected that Novocaine right on the side of my head.
Your head? Oh, this explains a lot now. I understand.
I actually got stitches while being involved in a pillow fight.
No way.
Charlie? With Charlie?
No. I was probably like around 6 or 7, I think. And me and my sister, we were on the couch just having pillow fights. And she must have had like the thick down feathered pillow.
She cut you with a. Your sister's like a master pillow fighter. She's like a ninja pillow fighter.
But she actually just smacked me right in the face. I wasn't, I didn't expect it. So I went back like behind the couch, and I landed on the corner of the bookcase.
Oh,
so,
not good.
So I run to my mom, and this is like very early. So. No, I wasn't crying, but I just went to my mom and I was just holding my head, and she was with my dad sleeping, and so I guess she noticed blood, and so they take me to the kitchen sink, and there's like I see all this blood in the inside the sink, and I start crying there.
Yeah. How old are you?
Thank you. But while I'm doing it, while I was in the sink, I was like doing math problems just to see, I was wondering if I was like gonna be stupid or something.
Wait, were you doing math problems?
Yeah, I was like doing math problems in my head.
That's a genius.
So you wouldn't say what? You wouldn't get stupid?
No, I was like afraid that I was like gonna forget how to do math.
Wait, how old were you?
I was like 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So this happened were you in Jackson Heights?
Jackson Heights.
Yeah.
And they put like staples on my head.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the staples.
Wow.
Yeah. But I was there. I was in the waiting room for like an hour or 2. So.
Oh boy.
When I was 7, I think 2 days after I turned 7, I was living in Peru, a few months before I came to the States, and I got one of these cool watches as a present. Really cool toy watches that it was like a transformer watch that the face came off and became a little jet. Okay? It just came off. It was so cool, and I was so happy with it. And I was picture like a patio, right? A long corridor patio, outdoor patio, and I was near where I lived, and I was skipping.
You were skipping. Awesome. Young George skipping.
I was skipping.
Skipping. Did you have like a daisy in your hair or something?
No, just picture a 7-year-old skipping, happy with the new watch.
Right.
And I tripped over this. What they have over there for sewer, like a sewer cap or instead of a manhole, but it's more like it's a lot
more protruded from the ground.
Yeah, it's a lot taller.
The protrusion, yes.
So I tripped over it.
Yeah.
And as I was falling, I didn't want to put my hands down
because
of my watch. So instead, I put my face down to break my fall. And then
that is hilarious.
I felt boom, and then
you broke your fall in your face.
My chin.
That's how much you like the watch.
My chin.
That is an awesome story.
My chin, right? And then so I fell down, and I didn't cry right away. And I knew I hit myself pretty hard. And then I touched my face, my chin on the bottom of my chin, and I look at my hand. I see blood everywhere. I'm like.
Right.
Luckily, my mom was right there. Came out. They took me to the emergency room. Really quickly, they put about 5 stitches.
Yeah.
Stitches on me.
And they stitch you up.
Yeah. But I remember feeling the pain, you know, when they're stitching you up.
Yeah, I remember when I was in San Diego working as a bike cabbie, a pedicabber.
What's a pedicabber?
Pedicabber is I don't know if you've seen them in Manhattan. It's a giant bike. It's actually a giant tricycle with a seat on it, and you drive people around. And
In the city. Yeah.
In the city, they're in Manhattan now. But back in the day, they were in like California, and I would do it as it was like a tourist kind of attraction. You know, downtown San Diego was like a tourist attraction. A couple of tourists hop on, drive them around. You know, they give you a tip, whatever. It was good money for the weekends. You know, so. They had the big convention centers in San Diego. The Comic Con's there. Right. It's a huge convention center. So they had this big JP Morgan convention center. The convention, it was JP Morgan convention. So these two giant Texans jump on my pedicab. So I'm to drive them 7 blocks, uphill.
Uphill.
Yeah, it was a slight incline, you know. So I'm halfway through, and my chain on the bike snaps. And my leg, when it snaps, all that force.
Right.
I don't know if I hit the chain ring, the spike part, or maybe the pedal, but I hit something really hard, and I just the chain didn't snap, it just fell off. So I put the chain back on, I kept going. So I get to the shop, I drop them off, I get to the shop. Man, my leg hurts, man. So I go and because my leg hurt really bad, so I checked, I picked up my sock, and when I picked my sock up, the skin came with the sock, and I looked right into my foot, and I saw my tendon. So, in moments of shock, you just, your mind just stops, it was no pain, and my mind just stopped and said, damn, I'm fucked right now, I need to get to a hospital, ASAP. So I told someone, I was like, listen, my ex Jessica came and picked me up, and we went to the hospital, and they gave me a shot of anesthesia right in the cut, and 7 stitches.
Wow. Any skin grafts?
No skin grafts. It was just a cut right. It was literally right across my tendon. They said I was lucky I didn't cut the tendon, but I did see the tendon. It's pink. Your Achilles tendon is pink, and it's thick. It looks like a bone, but it's it's freaky looking.
Wow.
Yeah, it's freaky looking. I mean, I only saw it for a second.
That tops my pillow fight.
Yeah, it was gross. It was totally gross.
I'm going to switch the topic.
Gonna walk for 2 months.
I'm going to switch the topic slightly from stitches to bicycle accidents.
Bicycle accidents.
So our good friend Johnny, who will probably listen to this and will